Chapin Theater in Orlando, Florida, it's The Gathering Live with your hosts, Keith Mulligan, Anthony Casey, Steven Sheets, and now, here's your host, Keith Mulligan.
Hey, welcome to The Gathering Live, the Wednesday night, the third rally that we've had. It is great to be with you. Now, I know right now, because of the chat room at WesleyanEvents.com, that a lot of leaders from the Edge Urban Fellowship have gathered around during their leadership meeting to see Pastor Troy Evans, and that's who we had scheduled. Listen, Pastor Troy is one of the outstanding leaders in our denomination, and so when we are at an event like this, everybody is trying to get time with him. Yes, and rightfully so. And so even though he's not here with us live right now, know that we'll be doing an interview with him later on at our booth, and you're going to see that. We want, and because people need to hear his story.
We've been bombed again.
Wow.
All right, have a seat.
You might as well have a seat.
Yeah, you might as well.
This is
join
Troy
us.
Evans. Put it on your other ear. Nope.
Dr. Jim Dunn, everybody.
You can't sit down.
Now spin around. You
Yeah,
are live.
we're
Now
live.
spin around.
Rehearsal.
Now spin
No.
around.
Spin around one.
Rehearsal.
There you go.
Do the hokey pokey.
No
We don't
rehearsals
rehearse.
here.
We
So
don't
anyway,
rehearse.
make sure you keep up with WesleyanEvents.com and at Wesleyan Events on Twitter. I want to send a shout out all the folks at the Edge.
Yeah.
We love you guys. Appreciate the ministry that you're doing.
And if Troy should just like walk through here any second now,
He's going in the chair.
we will kick him out.
Yeah, we're kicking Jim out.
It's dope. I know.
Hey,
I know Troy.
so Jim, while you're here, one of the stories that's been told, David Drury told it yesterday. I've heard your testimony, taking the wristband
Yeah.
and throwing it.
Yeah.
You've been around this your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Does it ever get old for you to be with family here?
No, it's actually really rewarding for me, even this year, especially. The body of Christ is awesome. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'll tell that story again tonight, actually, during the session.
Wow.
Promoting our next youth convention this next December, Follow 15 in Indianapolis. And I remember it like yesterday, and there's people that have encouraged me and supported me, and even in a really rough year for me personally with the loss of my wife.
Right.
Just amazing to see the body of Christ and people still coming up. Right before I came over here, just stepping out of the hotel to the convention center, there was an older pastor, Ralph Clayton in Randleman, North Carolina, I think.
Yeah.
And he said, I just want you to know I pray for you every day. Wow. And he said, I haven't had a chance to tell you that.
Yeah.
And I didn't ask him if he didn't know there was email or texting or what. he just said, I want to tell you. I want to tell you. And so this occasion gives that opportunity for that conversation. So, no, it doesn't get old.
Yeah. Well, let me just, share kind of a personal story of that.
We're live, Heath.
I know, bro. I know. Just to kind of let you know the character of the people in leadership. My daughters were in a really severe jet ski accident on Labor Day, day before Labor Day. And one of the first calls I got, I couldn't answer my phone, but Jim Dunn, he didn't leave me a voicemail. He prayed for me. And, dude, I'm just a pastor at a rural church in South Carolina. Who am I? But he took the time, and knowing what he had been through, and my wife's also suffering from a terminal disease, and Jim, to me, the theme tonight, inspire. We inspire this guy. So thank you for living out it all. Man, we're trying to be light here the whole day. Listen. I hope that this has been the emotion the whole time.
Yeah, we've talked. I think both times we've done pre-shows, we've talked about how this is a lot like a reunion.
Yeah.
It's like a family reunion. You come here.
Yeah.
And there are times that I have said, and this is no slight to people who are blood relatives, but the family of God
Yeah.
is more family than family in a lot of respects, and it's what we've been birthed into. And thank God that we have.
You know, I really did photobomb you guys tonight, so forgive me. But little bit of Bible here. The most popular phrase, 2 words put together in the scriptures are one another.
Yeah.
It's in about 80 times. There's no other 2-word phrase that's more popular than that in the English text, one another. And so we don't go through life alone. We know we have the Spirit of God, but it sure does help when somebody lives that out.
That's right.
Leaves us a little message,
Yeah.
catches us outside the hotel,
Yeah.
and just says, you know what, I care about you and praying for you, thank you. And you know what, we rib each other all day long too, so that's all the fun of it as well. Even coming on a set when I'm not supposed to be here. So I'm out.
Hey, thank you for coming, because it just, thank you so much.
I love you, man.
We appreciate
so
your blessings on you.
Maybe you're watching this at home and you feel a little separated, but we want you to know you're part of the family.
That's right.
And we appreciate that you either watching this live or you're watching this later. You are a part of this Wesleyan family, the family of God. So here's what you can do. We have 2 more rallies tomorrow. We're going to start live streaming the pre-show at 11. The rally starts at 11:30. Tomorrow night we'll be going live with the pre-show at 6:30. And the rally begins at 7. Tonight for the post-show, there's a comedian, and so we don't know time-wise if we're going to be able to do a post-show tonight. But if not, we'll be doing an interview with Pastor Ken Murphy, who's the speaker tonight, and looking very, very much forward to hearing from them. But if you just keep up with what website, Steven, do they need to go to?
It's called WesleyanEvents.com. And before I plug that anymore, first, we need to tell you that the gathering is not just an event here locally. You are really a part of this.
Yes.
And what we just experienced here, we hope that comes through. The ones and zeros that are traveling through Wi-Fi connections right now. We know that what we're experiencing here, we don't know. We are doing our best. And it's not just us around these tables. There's people behind the scenes, and there have been people that have been pulling strings, and we've been telling you about that nonstop. But we are so grateful that the denomination is looking for ways to continue to connect us to you at home. If you can't be here, we're sorry. But we're glad to be in your home, on your computer, or on your smartphone, or your tablet, however it is that we are. We hope you'll continue to keep WesleyanEvents.com open on your browser. You can install the app, the Wesleyan Events app. Look on your iTunes store, your Apple Store, or your Google Play Store to get that app installed. You can see what's going on here. You can have all of those links and be a part of that. And also continue to use the hashtag. We have seen lots of action on the hashtag. It is a lot of fun. I've been looking at some statistics of the hashtag, where it's been used in the country and in the world. It's pretty exciting. So the hashtag again.
So real quick, Steven, tell them the hashtag, but where you say all over the world, so when you looked at those statistics, what was the place you're like, what in the world?
Well,
or where in the world?
I can't tell you that without looking again.
I'll tell him the hashtag while he's looking. It's hashtag the number sign G15 clergy. And now it's time to tweet while we're doing this.
That's right. He's going to tweet live right now, and I'm not going to be able to find those statistics.
It's fine.
So, somebody from Australia in the chat room.
Yeah, our producer just said we have someone from Australia.
All right,
in the chat room.
whatever this country is, you guys tell me what country that is.
Why are you tasking
He's handing
me
us
with
a
that?
map.
I have no idea.
You don't know what country that is?
Wow.
That's is that the?
I don't know.
None of us know.
Halfway around the world.
It's
Joining
either-
us right
It
now.
is way across the Atlantic Ocean and up north somewhere. So it is
above the continent of Africa.
Yeah, above the continent of Africa.
Yeah.
We don't know, but there's some South
we thank
America,
you.
some South America action, lots of
Are you
Canadian action. There's been some
Hey.
usage in Alaska, so we're excited. We're excited about the hashtag being used and being promoted, and we've got some tweets that we want to
that's
share
right.
again here on the show. Let's start. Mark C. Wilson tweeted out a quote by our speaker this morning, Joanne Solis Walker. She said this quote: "Not to help people in need, but to help bring people out of need." Very powerful quote.
Got Mark Gorvette saying, Dr. Earl and Sylvia Wilson blessed our Kingswood booth. Dr. Wilson's going strong at 80. He's got a Caleb spirit.
Hey, the picture's on the screen. Let me just say, when we kind of started all this at General Conference 2012, Dr. Wilson was in very poor health and was telling us, hey, I'm watching this live stream. I was blown away by that.
He was tuned in. That's right.
So, Erica, the Mrs. Callie, said, how I've missed being led in worship by Elizabeth Rhino and Scott Rhino. Such a sweet spirit in the room this morning.
Tamiko Turner, one of our favorite chat room participants.
Yeah.
She tweeted out that she's watching the gathering via WesleyanEvents.com, and we appreciate that plug, Tamika.
Geraldine
Tamiko. I kept calling her Tamika in the chat room the other day.
I did
Sorry,
too,
it's Tamiko.
Tamiko. Yeah, and Geraldine Bogear, God is calling us to amp it up.
That's right.
Those kind of things. Now, we're also getting things on Facebook. We're getting things on Instagram. We got an Instagram picture right now from Hannah Covington. Today I had the privilege of being encouraged by this wonderful woman of faith who has become such a strong influence on my life. Thank you, Dr. Lyon, for following the call to lead. And there's a picture of Hannah and Dr. Lyon there.
Hey,
now,
speaking of Instagram,
yes,
the Wesleyan Church has taken some strides in being a part of not just reading and watching social media, but it's been fun to watch the Wesleyan Church as a denomination
become active,
take some initiative in being active on these platforms. So we want you guys to show them some love by following at Wesleyan Church on Twitter. Follow Wesleyan Church on Instagram, both of those platforms. Make sure you've liked the page Wesleyan Church and be a part of interacting with the denomination as they take some steps forward, some positive steps forward in using technology to our advantage.
And we're all on social media too. Steven, where can people go and say bad things about you?
Feel free to find me on Facebook. I am Steven Sheets on Facebook, and on Twitter I am at Navets, Navets. It's my name backwards if it's been confusing.
Tony, what about you? Where can we go?
You can find me at AKC64 at both Twitter and Facebook.
Yep, and I'm at Heath Mulliken, the only one in the world.
Which I doubt.
Yeah, I doubt it.
He said he did a search.
I checked it on the
said
internet.
He did a search.
He did a Bing search.
Google it, man. Google it.
Oh, man. It has been great. There have been so many great tweets and posts that we have seen all around, and they've been inspiring. And that's
almost like they've been inspiring. That's what I was thinking.
So tonight, the theme is We Inspire.
Yeah.
Pastor Ken Murphy, man,
surely he has an honorary doctorate by now. Pastor Ken Murphy.
From Columbus, Ohio, is going to be sharing tonight from Cypress Wesleyan. They're doing some great things in their community. So my question for you guys is, how does an event like this inspire you? And what does that mean? I mean, just a few minutes ago, we had the warm fuzzies.
I was just going to say, man, like, this is a softball question because we've just demonstrated
exactly.
This.
So, how do you take that and not just take it home within yourself, but how do we share that in our local church? I mean, how do we spread it?
Yep.
That's my question.
Yeah, go ahead.
The initiative is already before us. The example's already before us. And we have to reciprocate. That's the point for me, is that as we are inspired, we have such an opportunity, and the wrong part of the opportunity is for us to just say, oh, that's just for me, and I'm just going to hold it, my warm fuzzies are for me, and they're my own experiences. No. If we are inspired by the gospel, by people, there is a natural response to being inspired, and it is to find ways to inspire others. Who's the next person that we can live out what's been lived in front of us?
Yeah, it may be a good way is to, even before Ken comes to speak tonight, for everyone, for us, for those of you that are joining us, to breathe a prayer. God, give me, as you inspire me, don't let it stop there. Don't let it be terminal in my own heart and life, in my spirit.
Yeah.
Who can I now inspire? Who can I bless? Pass it forward. I mean,
One of the most inspiring things of this whole week was at the very start, the international conference. I even said to you today, as I heard some of these national leaders and I heard the stories and the testimonies of the churches being planted around the world, the effectiveness of the Jesus film, I said, why are we sending missionaries over there? Can they send us some people? And it was so inspiring to me. And one of the most inspiring people that we have met, someone who has done great work in his home country, is Dr. Alberto Pataxis. He is the general superintendent in the Philippines, and as you know, here recently, just in the last few years, the Philippines have been hit by massive typhoons. And I was just absolutely blessed to do an interview with him the other day, where at the end of it, I said, Tony, I felt like
The Shekinah glory, that's what you said.
And it was just so true, and it comes across in the interview. So, like I said, we're going to throw to that interview in just a moment, and then you'll have the rally live stream. We're going to do our best to do a live post show depending on the schedule, but if not, you can see our interview with Ken Murphy and our interview with Troy Evans later at WesleyanEvents.com. So, for Steven Sheets and Tony Casey and Dr. Jim Dunn, I'm Heath Mulliken, and this is the interview with Dr. Alberto.
Let me just say something about this interview. One of the most impressive things about this interview is we heard him kind of do an introduction, and he said after the typhoon, while the government was trying to figure out what to do, the word on the street was that the Wesleyan Church just got in there and started doing it.
Yeah.
So we hope that you're inspired by this video.
All right. Hey, it's Heath Mulliken here at the International Conference of the Wesleyan Church. I'm here with Dr. Alberto Pataxis from the Philippines. He's the General Superintendent there. He's also the chairman for the International Conference. Dr. Pataxis, first, I just want to ask you, so much has happened in the Philippines the last few years, especially with the typhoons. Can you talk about the recovery efforts that the church has been involved in and how the Philippines are recovering from the typhoons?
Well, by God's help and through the efforts of those who love the Lord, and through the partnership of the Wesleyan Emergency Relief Fund, we made an effort for a recovery program. First of all, the emergency action was to give relief foods, goods, water, shelter, and medical services. And we are still doing that even this time. And through the partnership of other groups, and especially the Wesleyan Church coming from America, we plan a long-year program for the recovery. We made a lot of houses, and we rebuilt two Wesleyan church who was damaged by the typhoon. It was collapsed totally. And just recently, we dedicated the other one. And the other one just in the other month. And as a result of this program, the community testified. Even other groups came abruptly to interview the people. The people testified. While the government are still arguing what to do, the Wesleyan Care Program are doing what we need and doing a lot of work to help us recover the devastation. So as a result of that, we have 4 groups, 4 local churches emerged. We intend to give love to the people, the love of Christ in many different ways, but as a natural result, people recognize and realize their need of Christ in their lives. So one thing that struck me when 7 young men testified that they wanted to become a Wesleyan pastor.
Wow.
And these 7 men, They are now in Wesleyan Bible College in Visayas. And when I visited them and asked them to write their testimonies, some of them wrote, before we were drug addicts and problem of the community. But when the typhoon came and Wesleyan care and Wesleyan people came and give concern to us and care for us and give our needs, immediately, that's the time that we realized that the Lord loved us. So now they're studying in our Bible college in Visayan Wesleyan Bible College. And other group of women, they testified during our, by the way, our congregation that was formed because of this relief operation. As a result, many of the women testified before we were quarreling. But now we are loving each other and we find time, not only gambling before, but now we find time to have Bible studies. So what the church is doing before, the emergency program was to help them rebuild their homes, to uplift their emotional, they were stressed, and to help them in their livelihood, how to live in those economic crises after the devastation. And now they are testifying and they are willing to know how to have a livelihood program. And that's the program of the church also. And of course, those orphans, they have no parents, many orphans. We have our little orphanage to the Tacloban community. So the program now is a long-range program, not only before immediate response, but now it's a long-range plan to help the community. And when another typhoon came, those students who are studying in our Bible college return home and help in the rebuilding of the homes again. So we could see the effect of a long-range plan and the immediate action of this relief program. So thank you for your support. Thank you for the Wesleyan Word who prayed for us and partnered with us. And here is the outcome. This is a great opportunity. Thank God. To God be the glory.